Many of us had had the experience of figuring out what to eat, mindlessly scrolling through Yelp to look for something that we could seemingly never find. Sometimes one might even think it's a hassle to have to find things to eat, as my mom occasionally says. But in reality, the core component of our culture and existence is food. Food has been intertwined with cultures around the world, passed down generation to generation as a part of a culture's identity. Hi, I'm Derek, and this is the Virtual Night Market. One prime example of food bringing people together are night markets. Street markets that have dozens, if not over 100 vendors, providing different kinds of foods or other goods. Not only do night markets provide a sense of community, but also provide a way for different cultures, both of food and people, to come together. Many social media platforms, such as Instagram, create a virtual night market that allows for the similar sense of sharing and community a real-life night market provides. McMillan and Chavez's framework for a community, described in 4 dimensions, help contextualize the analysis of eating food as a culture, as participating in a night market in person or through social media fulfill all parts of this definition, mentioned in Rachel Wagner's God Mops. 1. Feelings of membership. 2. Feelings of influence. 3. Integration and fulfillment of needs. 4. Shared emotional connection. One specific example of a night market is the NorCalnightmarket in Pleasanton, California. At these night markets, there are over 100 food vendors in addition to a handful of other things like crafts, art, and live performances. At first glance, it might seem like it's just all Asian food, but there's not only traditional street snacks found in Asia, but also fusion foods that combine cultures and taste buds, and a diverse offering of other food poured into jewel over. With a mix of diverse food and goods in a physical location, there's also a lot of online social media presence by both the vendors and customers. Many of the vendors have social media accounts, such as Instagram, which share their food in addition to those who enjoy it. A subset of customers also share their experiences of the food and culture with their own social media accounts, with some accounts solely dedicated to sharing food. These social media accounts specific to this event are only the tip of the virtual night market iceberg. Foodie culture, the culture of those who love food and is very interested in different types of food, is widespread across different platforms unconstrained to specific events. Instagram accounts that share pictures of food in general allow for followers to discover new places to eat. There are many accounts dedicated to food in a specific area, such as the Food Co-op, which has a handful of different accounts for specific areas such as San Francisco, Taipei, Chicago, Nashville, Atlanta, and New York City. With accounts specific to a location, it can bring together a community of followers in the area that share similar tastes and cultures, as well as show others what kind of foods a certain region has. For example, the San Francisco Food Co-op has a large amount of Asian food, showing the influence of Asian culture in the Bay Area. Trying new things that other people have shared may bring people together in a sort of indirect physical way, sharing a common experience with other person or community, just at a different time. These points relate back to the definition of a sense of a community. First, the dimension of feelings of membership, in which people can communicate online to both share media of food and respond to it. Second, the feeling of influence both by and on the community, where those providing media have a significant impact on those consuming it, both in a figurative and literal sense. Followers are enticed to try out the same or similar foods that are shared, and their interests shape their identity and the kind of content that is generated by the community as a whole. Third, integration and fulfillment of needs. With a blend of those who provide and consume content, members of the foodie community benefit from one another both as a way to discover new things and collaborate with each other. Finally, feelings of relationship and shared history. Many foods are ingrained in culture. Thus, having a shared background among individuals may provide a way for them to relate to each other. But sharing isn't just restricted to those of the same culture, as those who have shared content online can influence those of other cultures as well, allowing for cultures to be shared among those of different backgrounds. The virtual night market also has a sense of a magic circle, with a clear separation between the virtual reality content on social media and physical offline, but in a unifying sense of community that encompasses both. As the magic circle has the attribute of being quite porous, people cross between the real and virtual realm to explore food, carrying their behavioral assumptions and attitudes, of these are to eat good food, with them. While people might not be able to eat through their phone screens, consuming online media related to food can give the same experience of exploring the diverse offerings of a night market, hunger included, though unfortunately not satisfied. Foodies shouldn't be just categorized as annoying people who take excessive pictures of their food. They're part of a community that allows for them to bond with people both of a common or different culture. Food is an integral part of cultures, and sharing it only brings us closer together. With a wide variety of media forms, food culture online is widespread across the globe that gives a sense of sharing and community a real-life night market offers, having impact on the individual and community alike.